troubleshooters they call them, or to give them their official title, the Royal Marine Commandos. Tough, highly trained men who can be moved quickly to deal with any trouble spot. And for this, they've got to be fit. The toughening up process, like this assault course, goes on for 9 months. The men who are going to join the Royal Marine Commando Brigade, the sole survivor of wartime commando units, are chosen from the general intake of Marines, all of whom are trained as commandos. Part of their training is cliff climbing, maybe with this commando based at Malta. With rubber-soled boots, patience and nerve, it's surprising how a man can find his way up this smooth-faced 200-foot cliff. A free climb, they call it, no safety ropes. When feet slip, fingers have to take his weight. But soon he's up to the top. When the advance party reaches the cliff top, they set up a roller hall and the rest come up at the double. Looks easy, doesn't it? Casualties from the fighting above? This is how they're brought down. And for beating a hasty retreat, like this. But the real test of running down is being able to stop when you want to, on the cliff face, for instance. The unit postman, 30-year-old Corporal Byrne from Chesterfield, is so used to his motorbike that he just doesn't like walking anywhere. From sun to snow and winter warfare training in the Highlands of Scotland. Men of a commando must be able to operate anywhere, and here they spend 3 weeks on the bleakest bit of mountainside that they can find. Tents are set up, on the snow you'll notice, and soon they'll be operating against the enemy over the other side of the mountain. First, it's grub and a cup of tea. That container of snow, by the way, is for the tea. They have no other water supply. At first light, the patrol moves off on skis, and they're camouflaged to blend in with the snow. Radio contact is kept with other patrols operating in the area, and soon they reach positions where the enemy comes into range. Back at the commando camp, like this one on the edge of Dartmoor, the day-to-day routine of feeding 600 men goes on. Note the method of buttering bread. With, of all things, a brush. With so much outdoor training, appetites are distinctly good. And having eaten well, there's always a quiet moment to ride home. But soon, it's into action again. This time, a realistic live ammunition exercise on Dartmoor. Equipment is put on. Incidentally, Marine commandos are proud of the fact that they seldom wear steel helmets in action. Their green berets, they feel, are their mascots. A section advances towards an enemy position. The troop commander watches from the hillside. Suddenly they come under fire and dive for the riverbank. Under cover, they open up at the enemy pillbox. Pinned down by enemy fire, the troop commander calls up for reinforcements. A few miles back, another commando section, kept ready for such an emergency, board naval helicopters. With 15 men to a plane, these jet choppers are soon airborne. Things are getting hotter down by the river. But then the relief force is sighted, coming in low over the hill line. It's out of those planes as quickly as possible to regroup under the nearest bit of cover. Meanwhile, well behind the lines, ammunition and supplies are being brought up in one-tonners and Land Rovers. It can be rough going. Pretty desperate now, the enemy throws in all its mortars and machine guns. Another one-tonner brings into range a Mobat. This 120mm gun can throw a 28-pound shell more than half a mile with deadly accuracy. Mortars are brought up, mounted, and go into action. The Mobat crew swing their gun into position, load, and sight on the pillbox. A direct hit. And again. And up she goes. The section advanced from the riverbank to overrun the position. Yes, for Royal Marine Commandos, it's action this day and every day. And even off duty, they just can't keep out of hot water.